10 minutes, starting now. Day 4, I actually missed a day, which is okay because I didn't actually commit to doing this every single day. Oh yeah, turning the screen back so I look at the lens. This is definitely the most public area that I've tried yet. So behind me, these are or what are they called? I wanted to say lift. It's not called a lift. Ferry. This is the ferry that takes you to Central Station. So in the background, you can see Central Station, and this connects the north, which is where I'm standing, to the south. And that's where you catch all the main metros. Yeah, it's super busy. It's also free, which is kind of awesome. So if you ever come to Amsterdam and you want to just check out the north side, it's like a growing area. There's beginning to be more and more things here, especially just on the other side. So there's a bar and a venue behind me. There's some swing sets on the top of this high rise that you can swing on, which I would never do. That's terrifying to me. I would never do that. But if you're into that kind of thrill, maybe I'll capture some video of it and put it in probably right here. But today's topic, I wanted it to be rejection, because I totally bombed my interview yesterday, and I kind of expected it wouldn't go that well, but man, did it not go well at all. It's one of those weird things about the software industry. Like, I've done probably 200 in-person interviews over the last, 4 years, and there's this common theme where every single one seems to be a little bit different. There are like commonalities when you're applying for larger companies, like, the FANG people, that you can actually find courses online how to interview for big tech companies like Google and Netflix and yada yada. But when it comes to smaller ones, it's like so much of it comes down to vibe and how well you're getting along with the people you're interviewing with. And man, I swear, the companies where I've gotten job offers, it's usually just we sit and chill and talk about things we've worked on. And it's never about like the intricacies of the technologies you're working with. But man, another windy day. What's funny is it's like very overcast right now, and I'm probably a little underexposed because I think it was sunnier when I started. But for like the last 3 hours, I was watching the sunshine from outside my window, and I was like, it's perfect to go outside and film. I should get out there. And as soon as I pack up and go outside, overcast everywhere. Man, it's fine though. It's like what you expect in the Netherlands. It changes hour by hour. But back to the topic of rejection, I was thinking, I prefer these videos when I have an agenda or some kind of script that I write out. And I didn't write a script at all for this today. But I was thinking about how, I'm almost 40, and I've definitely experienced quite a lot of rejection throughout my life. But the weird part is, you don't really remember most of it. Sure, there was maybe that cute girl in high school that you really wanted and she rejected you, and it's maybe the first tastes of rejection. But throughout your life, you just get so used to people being indifferent, and that's fine. You grow, you learn, you get used to it. I was actually watching I forget who it was, some motivational speaker was talking about, get used to rejection real fast. You really need to get used to it so that you can actually move through and be successful to some degree. Yeah, getting used to this. There's so many people here. I'm going to, I'll take some B-roll of just how busy this area is, because it's the main vein, right? It's the main vein between north and south. And of course people look at you funny, but I think people are kind of used to it these days. There are so many creators and people with cameras out, especially in a place like Amsterdam, right? It's a tourist destination, I feel like it's getting more and more of a tourist destination. But yeah, I love this. There's such a diversity of like types of transportation, right? Amsterdam is known for its bicycles, but there are also these little like Vespas and these little cars that are actually allowed to go on the bike lanes. I guess they don't go over 35 kilometers an hour or 30 kilometers an hour or something. And so they'll like get in your way in the bike lanes. They take up like an entire side. I have my feelings about it, right? I'm rejecting them on the topic of rejection. But yeah. I get so thrown off when people start looking at me. I'm like, okay, I'm facing this road that everybody walks down to get to these ferries, and so they're all seeing me do this on the way here. Super uncomfortable. I guess that's one of the goals, right? Is to stay on track with what I'm talking about while other people are noticing, because that's a very different feeling. But to some degree, there's a rat. I'm watching this rat watch these people. Anyway, to some degree, I like understand this feeling. It's familiar because I studied music, and when you study music, you have to put yourself in front of people, right, for your recitals and for your performances, and you get used to like, okay, tonight's performance might suck. I didn't practice enough, but it might be good. It could be good. It could be bad. Looks like all the people are getting here. Oh man. Let's see if we can capture all these people getting off. Can you see it? Blurry. Yeah. Super busy area. I'm okay. So I started looking up like confidence vocal coaches and confidence coaches. It's definitely too dark, isn't it? That's what I get for turning the screen around. Here we go. Turn it up. Because the clouds came out again. Oh, I lost track. What was I talking about? Rejection, life, being old, experiencing a lot of rejection. Yeah. And kind of piggybacking on what I was talking about the other day, like having failed so much through school and then college, and then like people kind of expect you to have these things as you go through life, and then it turns into a point of rejection, but then it's a conversation, right? You start to talk to people about like, why is your life so different than the norm? Why didn't you finish college? How did you get to be a software engineer without a degree? It's all very questionable. And in one way, it's been a sense of pride. You know, I taught myself a skill and I got a job and I held it for a long time. But then on the other hand, it's like, it really feeds my imposter syndrome. It feeds that side of me that's like, do I deserve to be where I'm at? Do I deserve to have a job that other people went to school for? And I guess that's the model of, I want to say meritocracy, but really capitalism and an open market is like, you're offering a skill, and if you can do the skill, then do it. People have their own way of evaluating if you're qualified with said skill. And if you have a college degree, that's one way of evaluating. If you have experience, that's another way. There's a common way, looping back to my rejection of yesterday, there's the common questions that people ask you in interviews, and they kind of expect you to be able to explain the technicalities of your job. And that's where it really gets me, because I guess in my experience, most of my roles have been just like, do the work, build the thing. I don't have to talk to anyone about it, especially as long as you just deliver, like you built the thing, you give it to them, there's no real questions asked. And so you don't get in the habit of like talking about the details of whatever it is you use. And there's the timer. So this was an interesting ramble. I think moving forward, I'm gonna try to plan these out and actually have a script, because those usually end up a little more interesting, right? Having a plan. But thanks for watching.